Get those brackets ready. The only madness you need is coming your way next. But the only guarantee I feel, Zach, that we will learn over the next hour is Tristan McKenzie won't win this one. But other than that, really, all bets are off.
You remember, I went back and listened to our previous March Madness episodes to try to get the vibe, to try to get in that, I don't know, get that fever going. I love this time of year. Are you like me? You pay no attention to college basketball, and then, oh, wait, it's Selection Sunday?
It's
oh,
the best
cool.
way to be. Because
and then
I
you're like arguing with your friends. No. This 13 seed has a shot. Trust me.
There were years where I did my homework. I had cheat sheets. I had everything you could ever think of, and that's the years I did the worst. You come into this blind, and you have just as good a shot at anybody. You love this time of year so much. You love this idea so much that you wouldn't even let me. You wouldn't even let me touch it. You wouldn't even let me get close to preparing this. I said, "You want me to start throwing together the bracket seating here?" You said, "Nope." You just show up. So that's what I did. That's what I did. I just did what you said. I'm here. I have showed up, and I'm ready for the madness.
Good. We've got a 16-team bracket. We've got 2 play-in games. We've got controversy. We've got drama. We've got everything you could want.
The health of Jose's shoulder? Yeah. Okay, well, we're still day-to-day on that.
Well, the committee takes that into account, right? They think about injuries. It can affect your seed line sometimes. We'll see if that factored in here.
I'm ready.
Who's
ready.
Your team?
And by ready, I mean not ready at all.
I know Mount Union's not an attorney this year. I just asked you because I wanted to shout out my Furman Paladins. I don't know if
how you feel about their seeding.
They got screwed. Does anyone want to hear me rant about a 15 seed, about a school that no one's ever heard of?
I mean, go for it.
No, I don't.
I
think I told the story 3 years ago. Not that anyone remembers or listens to this podcast regularly, but a buddy and I have been diehard Furman fans going on 20 years now. 2007. We were bored. We were really, really cool high schoolers. And we started watching a Furman football game one night on like ESPNU. And we decided, let's just adopt them as our team. I think we were just beaten up from Cleveland sports. And, it didn't really bring us a ton of joy over the years because Furman's football team was not Division I and their basketball team stunk. And then 2023, they had some crushing losses along the way in the SoCon tournament. They'd be the number 1 seed and they'd lose on a buzzer beater in the finals. 2023, God, I'm so sorry. I'm turning away all of our audience. We need everybody to stick around to listen to our big announcement. But anyway, 2023, they get in the tournament.
On you, we didn't have a large audience to begin with. We're kidding. We love all of you.
They have the upset of all upsets against Virginia. It was incredible. They had a steal. Like that clip goes viral this time of year every year. Kevin Harlan and Stan Van Gundy going nuts on the sideline watching Furman pull out the upset. And they're back. But they're a 15 seed, and they're facing UConn. And they shouldn't be a 15 seed. They should be like a 13, and they got absolutely screwed. Cal Baptist is a 13. California Baptist. I mean, come on. What are we doing here? High Point is a 12. High Point's not bad. But Furman, yeah. That's my team. That's the
big
one thing I
announcement.
have in life.
Why wait for the big announcement? The big announcement is Zach is launching his own Furman podcast.
Locked on
coming
Furman.
up later this summer. So stay tuned for that. No, we do actually have a announcement to make. I mean, we've already partially made it, but we have some more details for you on the announcement. That's coming up. But I want to do the tournament.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm sorry.
It's been 5 minutes of nothingness. Which is an improvement for us typically.
We set up a bracket. This is our 3rd year doing it. I'm going to give you the matchup. It's going to be 2 things tied to a certain player on the Guardians roster. You're going to tell me which is more important for the Guardians this season. Not which player is better, not which is more likely to happen. It's which do they need to happen most. 2 years ago, I don't remember the context, but Tristan McKenzie won. It was something like staying healthy and pitching well. Last year, McKenzie made a run again, but Gavin Williams won. It was him turning into a frontline starter. 2 years ago, McKenzie, that did not happen. Last year, Gavin Williams, pretty good, right? And was important for them. So, well, I guess what I'm saying is this exercise is critical. It'll tell you everything you need to know about the season.
We're hitting 500 on this.
I will tell you this. I don't remember how I felt putting this together the last 2 years. I can tell you that judging by last year, like we talked Austin Hedges for 10 minutes. So he made the cut. This year, it was hard to narrow this to 16-ish. And a lot of these felt like high seeds. A lot of these felt very important. And what it told me was there's a lot of upside with this team, and there's a lot of uncertainty with this team. They can't have one of these things go right. They need a lot of them to go right. But also, there could be like an 11 seed, and if that goes right, that's huge. Whereas last year, the 11 seed might have been, some reliever has a 4 ERA. So, could be a sign of good things to come. Anyway, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready to determine the most important factor for the 2026 Guardians.
Can we get sued?
That's about as much as you can say without us getting demonetized.
That's the best song. All right. Playing game, the 16 versus 16.
Wait, we have a play-in game?
No, we have two. The 16 versus 16 matchup.
Are you writing this down? Because I wasn't even
Yes.
planning for that. Okay.
All right, we have 16 seed out of the Big West. Brian Rocchio holds down shortstop adequately. Or the 16 seed out of the, isn't there like a MAC, M-A-A-C? Gabriel Arias holds down shortstop adequately.
Wow, this truly is like Highlander. There can only be one. Well, what if Rocchio holds down second base admirably and Arias holds down shortstop admirably?
I don't know.
We're dealing with Cinderella stories here, not quite to that level. We don't have enough fairy dust for that. Between those two, I mean, it really doesn't matter. If one of them did it, then fine. I don't play favorites. I don't really care who it is going to be. I think if the team had their choice, I think they'd rather it be Rocchio. Maybe the switch hitting factor plays a role here. The fact that he was once a top prospect for them.
Let me ask you this.
Maybe there's some bias to be right about that all those years ago.
Think deeply about this. The exercise is which is more important for the Guardians. It's certainly possible Gabriel Arias at some point in his career has a really good year. What's more sustainable? Who are you going to believe in more in 2027 and beyond if they hold down shortstop adequately in 2026?
I think it would be Rocchio.
Yeah. I know the exercise is solely focused on 2026, but I'm trying to break your tie.
Yeah. Okay. I could take this in a different place. If we're saying one of them has a good year, let's just live in this wonderland. One of them has a good year. Does Arias's good year carry more weight because of the type of hitter that he is? That guy could hit 17 to 20 home runs in a good year, and if he's playing all the time.
Yeah, but there's still going to be no walks and a ton of strikeouts, and
I could argue better shortstop defensively.
Yeah, how much better?
I think it probably comes out in the wash. If we're talking about this realistically, they both probably get to the same sort of value level here in their own unique ways of getting there. You're right. I think projectability here would favor Rocchio for sure. He's a less volatile player. And I think the switch hitting factor plays a role too. I mean, they certainly would like any sort of offense coming from the right side, so Arias will bring that, but Rocchio does both. It's the best of both worlds.
I also, just Arias's profile, we've seen that so many times from so many players, and I feel like I know what that's going to be, even at its top end. And Rocchio, I'm still, I see him have these moments, and I'm like, who are you?
It's weird for Rocchio. When he has a few good games, you start to get, okay, maybe this is playoff Rocchio at any point, given point. The calendar doesn't say that it's October, but he's playing like it. For Arias, because of the nature of his offensive profile, which is bust, 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 boom, bust, 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 bust. all it takes is one of those mammoth right center field shots to make you go, ooh, what do we got? What do we got going on here? And it's he resets the clock.
I don't buy that, though.
He resets the clock far more easily with less production because he is capable of hitting a ball 113 miles per hour into right center field. It would have been an impressive shot for a left-handed hitter, and he hits it from the right side. And he just does that every once in a while to just, it's a little morsel every now and again. I'm gonna say Rocchio here should be the winner, and is the winner.
Yeah. Do we know? It's not like Arias has this great home run rate. I don't know. Like, if I told you one of these guys was gonna hit 15 home runs this season,
yeah,
and I said you have to guess who it is, and if you're wrong,
I would say
if
Arias.
you're wrong, you'll never see your family again. Like,
why is this happening?
Do you feel
what scenario?
We live in a crazy world, man. Do you feel comfortable with this? Like, are you sure it's going to be Arias?
Well,
also, enjoy watching that season with your family at stake. Having Arias be the guy that...
You are a crazy, crazy man.
Yeah.
Why is this happening? Do we have any details on what the kidnappers want? Yeah, he wants Arias to hit over 15
Your family might be fine,
home runs.
and maybe you have to go to solitary confinement.
Okay, well, maybe I'll feel like that every day, getting up and having my whole livelihood based on the outcomes of every Arias at-bat. But you know what? He finished higher on the who's going to hit 20 home runs list that we created a few weeks ago, higher than Rocchio did.
Yeah.
You're right in that the raw power hasn't translated into... Oh, that guy looks like he hit 25. But it's more, he has the raw skill to do it. It's the same. I can't believe we are spending this much time on the play-in game. It is the limitations that have always been in place for him that scouts said way back when he was coming up, that he has flaws in his game that will keep him from getting to his raw top-end power consistently at the major league level. And that's what's played out. Every once in a while, it flashes, and it's awesome. And I love it. Inject that into my veins. Unfortunately, it's few and far between. I think Rocchio is the answer here. Do you disagree? Do we need to have a conversation here, or is it
no?
Rocchio? Okay.
Career slugging percentage, Rocchio.
Good God.
327.
Quadruple
Arias,
overtime.
356. This is okay.
And my
so
family
the winner of that
living
game
on every at bat.
Pretty exciting. Rocchio advances to face the number 1 seed. Jose Ramirez finally wins AL MVP.
Okay, it feels like a pretty strong thing to happen here. They have won the division without having adequate shortstop play, so I think it has to be Jose here.
Yeah. Okay.
We have to make up for lost time because we spent that much time in the opening round game. It's
right.
Jose.
You want to make things interesting? Let's stay in that region. This is the East region. Number 8 seed, Cade Smith, is a top 3 closer in baseball versus number 9 seed, David Fry, just like you remember him. Taking it back to first half 2024. Maybe not an all-star.
Okay.
But just
that's
versatile and solid. Which is more important?
I feel like I'm going to get off on a technicality here. I think Cade Smith could be a top 5 closer. And David Fry be more important. Can I get off in that way? Can I say Cade Smith's still good? Because I think that's where he is right now. He's in the top 5.
So he's already there.
He's already a top 5 closer in the game. Yeah, I think he's already there. But I don't know that he needs to elevate into the top 3, as you're saying. I think he can still be really good, locking down games at the back end of things.
See, you make that proclamation, but we didn't see a ton of Cade Smith closer role, just the 9th inning. You're only going to need 12, 15 pitches. You just have to get 3 outs. There's no risk. Don't bother getting ready in the 6th. We saw it for 2 months, obviously, but remember, they wouldn't even name him the closer.
Well, I think there's 2 things here at play. One, has really nothing to do with the play on the field. But if you're just trying to establish top whatever closers in the game, I'm looking at who's getting drafted in fantasy right now. Fantasy closers, first 5 off the board, Cade Smith's going to be one of them. I could guarantee if you go through every league, he's going to be in the top 5 closers off the board.
They're going to play a lot of close games too.
I think that's, and of all of these other closers that maybe are not even as good in stuff or whatever, the Guardians don't have that ready-made next guy in line that's going to challenge him. I think some other guys will get saves by the nature of let's be smart here.
Matt Festa too.
He can pitch every single game.
So
the second part of it is he's got amazing stuff. So that's why I think he's already there without me having to watch too much of it. But I think Cade Smith can still be good. He doesn't have to be that level of elite, but I really think they need to get that level of production from David Fry. I'm glad they brought in Rhys Hoskins. I'm hopeful that he provides the power from the right side that this team desperately needs. Okay, that's one. They need another guy. They need another right-handed stick. And I'm hopeful that it's not in the 2 or 4 hole because they have no one else that's capable of doing it against a lefty. But I think they need that level of production from David Fry. He's a critical member of this bench and reserves and pinch hitting and obviously playing against the lefties, and an ability to catch is critical too for this team as well. I think he's really important. So I'm going to get off on a technicality here, and I think it's David Fry advancing because Cade Smith can still be good. He doesn't need to be a top 3 closer in the game. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think that's perfectly fair. I also think I'm with you. I have no worries about Cade Smith, and he's going to be great. And he also, I don't know, if he has a rough stretch or he gets it. Like Sean Armstrong should be perfectly capable in a shorter spell filling in, right? If something happens. I guess they had the number 1 bullpen in the league last year after Clase went down, I guess, in a different kind of way. So like that's important. It's important for this team to have a good bullpen, but I'm with you. You think about all the things a healthy, productive Fry opens up. I think it's a good pick. All right, we'll come back to that region. Let's move on. Playing game. 15 seeds. Slade Ciccone proves he's a guy you want in your rotation moving forward. Versus Parker Messick proves he's a guy you want in your rotation moving forward.
Man, you're doing it again. It's the same thing. Pick one. I don't care. Move on.
It's the same. When you fill out your bracket, it's the same thing. Do you really care who wins Texas, NC State? No, but you got to just pick. Like, you don't have to pick one. Though you get the winner, but like, are you going to advance them? Trick question. You should. Most years, one of those play-in teams wins a game.
Okay, and this is going to feel a lot like the Rocchio conversation, too. It's not projecting forward, but I think you'd be more excited about Parker Messick proving that he's a dude because there's some more recent prospect pedigree as opposed to Ciccone, who had lost that shine and then gets dealt and comes over here and was very solid last year, even if it felt a little smoke and mirrors at times. And I'm excited to see what this year is going to be. We've talked the last several episodes about some of the changes he's made, and I'm anxious to see what he does with his cutter. He's throwing a lot more and what that does for his fastball usage. And a lot of excitement there with me to see what he does. But Parker Messick is like this, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a toy that you're not going to play with yet, but you can't wait to play with it, but you're playing with the other Christmas toys you got first, but you know that he's right there and you can't wait to get there, but I'm gonna play with this other stuff first. Just that when I finally open up that toy, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So I'm gonna go Messick.
Okay. Well, good luck, because you're running into a buzzsaw, Parker, because you are facing the 2 seed. Chase DeLauder plays 125 plus games.
Blowout, DeLauder.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it right now, but before this tournament even began, he's the one I thought was going to be there in the end. I'm curious what matchups you've laid in front of him, but I think it's going to be tough to unseat that. I mean, Zach, they made the entire they made the entire offseason out of Chase the Lauder.
They did. Well, we'll move on. We'll see who he faces. Because in the other half of the Midwest region, yeah, it can be. Is West Virginia Midwest? It's like Appalachia, the Lauder. Quan, Chicago. We'll call it the Midwest region. Stephen Quan cements himself as a solid center fielder. That's the 3 seed. 14 seed. Angel Martinez proves he's a reliable hitter against lefties. Last year was not a fluke.
As nice as that would be, a nice little bonus I think you'd get from
your
from
facial
Angel.
expression just now was like, how can I use your words against you to make this easier?
I mean, Quan. Okay. Another one. It doesn't feel like it needs too much.
Martinez just looks like an absolute dude this spring, and I wonder if he's going to become one of those guys who just hits 480 every February and March. But then we get to the season, and it's like, okay, what role can you fill?
Yeah. Useful major league player. I think a guy that you can be thankful to have, but not a guy that you should ever be counting on. It should be hey, this team was really good, and Angel Martinez was providing something here for a little bit. It's sort of similar to how Daniel Schneemann was contributing so much early last year. It was like, I remember we had conversations. How long is this going to continue? Who knows? Enjoy it while it does and soak up the production while you got it.
All right, let's advance to the Southeast region. The reigning champ. Now, different team. Some guys entered the transfer portal, so you're not seeing the same group. But this is the 4 seed. Gavin Williams is back, and he's getting Cy Young votes. Not necessarily first place, but he is on the BBWA press release. Got a top 5. At least one top 5 vote. Or the 13 seed out of the Missouri Valley Conference. George Valera becomes the first Cleveland outfielder to hit 20 home runs since Michael Brantley.
Wow.
2014.
Wow. And Valera's another guy. We're monitoring his health now. Spring training's over. Everyone go back to their corners. Get healthy. Let the season start. My God, enough of this. Oh, boy, this one is tough. And this feels like another one. I'm going to get off on a technicality. I don't think they need Gavin Williams to get Cy Young votes. Can he just do similar to what he did last year? Can he just be good?
Do they need that, though? That's what I'm saying.
I think
What if he's not? What if he takes a step back?
Well, how far is that step back? How significant is that step back?
If you play that game, then so much depends on what everybody else does. Could they survive if Gavin Williams has an ERA of 4.40? Yeah, if Bybee goes back to...
They just flip places again.
And the rest of the rotation is good. But how nice would it be if Gavin Williams was like a freaking juggernaut?
How nice would it be if they had an outfielder that brought that level of power?
But if Valera doesn't do that, they have DeLauder. They could try Kafis. They have... If I say Nolan Jones, like, I'll just get hit by a laser beam or something. Fans do not. They're not happy with him right now.
No, I imagine he's not happy with himself either.
Yeah. Nolan Jones did not make this tournament. I will tell you.
What about Stuart Fairchild? Can't be stopped.
He did not either.
Yeah, you make a compelling case that there are other candidates here. And
I'm also playing devil's advocate. I'm just the committee. I'm a neutral party.
And as I was with Gavin to begin.
What if Valero? They can get by if he only hits 17 home runs. That's how you're playing this.
I know, and I'm saying it more like one is a guarantee compared to the other thing. That's not. It's what needs to happen. It doesn't guarantee that it's going to happen. So I've probably been going about this all wrong. Yeah, you're probably right. I think I'll give you some credit here. I think Gavin is probably more critical to their success that he maintains a similar level of a top of the rotation type arm.
I also think you're starting to see what I meant at the beginning, where I know this is all partially tongue-in-cheek exercise. Valera's the 13 seed, quote unquote. But it does show you that like they need a lot to happen, and the fact that it's possible is a good thing, but you're leaning on a lot of unproven commodities here.
Unproven, yeah, but also health.
Yep.
Valera is down right now, trying to work his way back. DeLauder was down earlier this spring. The number 1 seed, Jose Ramirez, what's up with that shoulder? So, and he's not a guy I ever questioned health for any long period of time. So that's where the chaos enters here.
All right. So Gavin Williams advances. Is that what you're saying? Close game, hard fought.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was rooting for the upset, but I think in the end, higher seed.
More chalk for you. All right. 5 seed, Tanner Bybee, back to his old ways. Last year was a mirage. 12 seed. Always watch that 12-5 upset. Bo Naylor, league average hitter.
Look at him swinging the bat in the World Baseball Classic. Getting me all sorts of excited about our proclamations about the season he's about to have. That looked like the best catcher in the American League Central if I've ever seen him.
Wow.
Forget about a 110 WRC plus. It's even higher than that.
You know what my son said to me the other day? He said, Daddy, when I grow up, I want to be the best catcher in the American League Central.
And carry a 110 WRC plus. Get out of here. This is, I don't know if I can pick. I think I could fall back on that they won last year. They've won without catcher production offensively. So they
you
can
could
do
say
it
the
again.
same thing. Their rotation was so good in September that they didn't need Bybee to be at his best.
Well, he was in September.
But if they all stayed, if they all still pitched that well,
I don't want to pick the upset just because I feel like I need to. Gosh, they really are important.
Think about
But
what
I
it
would
does
say,
for the. Can we talk about the lineup? Was so wretched, and you didn't pick Valera, you picked DeLauder, but you're stressing how important it is that he plays even 125 games. Imagine what it does.
Gavin is so important. We can't go with Valera. Any of these other guys.
You said Fry is a critical piece too. Imagine the jump. We talk about turning F's into C's. If Fry is one iota of what he used to be, and Bo Naylor's a league average hitter, you're turning an F into like a B+, an A-.
The best catchers in the American League, period. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. You make a compelling case. I think I got to go with Bybee.
Let me say, like, is any of that possible? I don't know.
I think I got to go with Bybee.
Oh, okay. More chalk.
Well, tell me why that. I mean, why is he not more important? You just made this case that they need the top level.
I think Bybee's
rotation.
important, but he's not the starter that I'm worried. Like he's.
So you're taking him for granted.
I think the important thing is who they find next. Who I need to know who the 3 is. Is Ciccone cementing himself? Is Cantillo doing what everyone has projected he'll do? Is it Messick? That's the critical development for me. I guess I just trust Bybee and Williams having a high enough floor, and honestly, more Bybee than Williams. That I'm not.
Yeah.
If it's not Bybee back
taking
to his
it for
old
granted.
ways, like. What's the worst case scenario with Bybee?
I should have went with the 16 seed over Jose because I just take it for granted that he's going to be that great. So the 16 seed is the more important thing. Rocchio's got to be better.
Okay. Why do we even do this podcast?
So we can yell at each other and get our frustrations out.
Right, you went Bybee. Hey, it's your bracket, man.
I didn't do enough yelling over the weekend at my son's tournament. You almost had to.
You're going all chalk. Good luck with this in your office.
Bring our
pool.
Patreon audience in to help bail me out of jail. Okay, go ahead.
All right, the 6th seed, Kyle Manzardo, 30 home runs or more, 30 homer masher, versus the 11 seed. The 11 seed out of Sydney State just became Division I, and they qualified for this tournament. Travis Bazzana, rookie sensation. Did you think I was going to say Sydney Sweeney? No, come on.
Who? Never heard of her.
Kyle Manzardo, 30 homers or more. Travis Bazzana. I say rookie sensation, let's just say, comes up in, let's say, June 1st and has 4 good months. You're excited.
Best rookie in the American League Central with a 110 WRC plus. Got it. I think I am going to go Bazzana here.
Okay.
And I come at this from a few different angles. One, maybe I take Manzardo a little bit for granted here, that he's just going to be solid. I don't know that the best version of Manzardo is a 30 home run hitter. I don't know that. And what I'll be curious to see, he's had a really rough spring. I'm not like, he's going to suck based on the spring. But what I am more curious to see is a guy that put on weight in the offseason, like good weight, muscle. And I'm curious, just like a pitcher who gained some velocity, through his velocity training in the offseason, or even in season might add a little bit of velocity. And the next thing you know, they can't find the strike zone because their body has never had to work in this manner with the additional velocity bump that they're having. And I'm wondering with him throughout spring training, is he still getting used to what his body feels like now, given he's added a little bit extra muscle? And, is he still working through flexibility, through the zone and being able to get to as many pitches? Is it going to be a process for him to determine whether that's his best body type? I have none of those answers. I'm just curious to see as it plays out more and to hear more from him about how he feels about his offseason work and how it's translating into the production he brings or doesn't bring, and how that how many times, I think we've mentioned this like 1,000 times at this point, Jason Kipnis would show up with a different offseason plan, and it wasn't until like 5 years in he finally figured out this is what I need to do and felt much better about it. But every year he was really excited about something he had done.
MMA all offseason, and now I'm
I'm getting
shredded,
up and
but can't swing.
I have to drink ice cold water because that gets my metabolism jump started. Every spring there was something with him. And with Manzardo, I'm just curious if that's played a factor at all this spring, and just getting comfortable in his new body type, if he's made those sorts of changes.
Could be. I asked about it early in spring. They downplayed it, but I expected them to. So we'll see.
Yeah, you just need time with him, right? So, Bazzana, tell me why I would be foolish to say that it should be Bazzana.
No, I think that's the right answer, because I also think there are contingencies if Manzardo struggles. Oh, he's not hitting well? Well, we've got Hoskins and Fry to cover first base and DH against lefties. So let's limit Manzardo to righties until he gets right. Oh, it's really not going well? Well, CJ Kafis is waiting around too for an opportunity. So I just think that's an easier spot to fill. Now, 30 home runs is not an easy thing to fill, but maybe Hoskins can help with that. I just think whereas I look at second base and Rocchio and Arias, I still think are fighting for shortstop, and you are truly waiting. I mean, maybe Juan Brito enters this conversation somehow at some point, but I think he's ultimately destined for like a corner outfield, DH, first base, occasional second base type of role. And I don't know when that's coming. I think they need Bazzana. It reminds me a little of 2011. They signed Orlando Cabrera to cover second base. And I remember when Kipnis got called up to replace him, like it was a breath of fresh air. They needed that. So I think it's the same thing here. And if he's good too, like that's a huge jolt. Forget about like what it means for your future, because they're tethered to this guy for a long time. But that would be Again, it's taking an F to a C is a big thing.
Who is teaching Asdrubal Cabrera to hit for more power in this scenario? Bazzana just feels like the right pick here. And I mean it with Manzardo. I don't know if the best version, it's similar to Naylor where he hit a lot of home runs, but is his best version not the guy that hits 230 with 30 home runs? Is it the guy that hits 260 to 270 with 23 to 25?
It's the guy who walks more. I don't know what the batting average and the slugging percentage look like, but I feel like at his core, he is really good. It's either plate discipline or swing decision. There's going to be some strikeouts in there, don't get me wrong. But a guy who should have a double-digit walk rate, and the more he walks, the more selective he is, the more pitches he's going to get to drive, and that's when he can use the new weight to turn on stuff. But, he can't be a guy that's got like the on-base percentage should be really healthy based on the type of hitter he was coming up through the ranks and what scouts saw that they liked about him. So we'll see. And this is not, again, and you said it, but it's not to diminish a person's importance here. Like, this team finished 29th in slugging percentage. They badly need Manzardo to provide some power. So it's just what the alternatives are at second base. I would go Bazzana too. All right, last one of the first round. Guys get sad. Like Friday night. The first 2 days are just so beautiful. And then, games are staggered and you only get like 2 on at a time instead of 4. And then March Madness is just a blur. All right. 7 seed, Rhys Hoskins does not follow in the Carlos Santana, Eddie Rosario, etc., footsteps. 10 seed, Joey Cantillo becomes a legit middle-of-the-order starter.
He's going to hit middle of the order and be a starter?
Middle of the rotation.
I know. I'm messing with you.
And think of it as like basically lives up to the hype we've put on him this spring.
I think everybody that fills out a bracket who was the 10 seed? They advance. I got to have an upset. It's always the 10 over the 7.
You so just much picked so Bazzana, the 11.
So I think it's got to be the 10 seed here. I think it's got to be Cantillo. We've talked him up really the entire offseason with what we think he can be. We saw in September when that guy is on, he can be filthy, and you brought it up, I think, at Patreon last week that Stephen Vogt said our goal in the playoffs was to get that guy the ball in Game 3. We wanted to do it in such a way that we would manipulate Detroit's lineup and how we were getting there, so that we start with Ciccone, but we want to get the ball to Joey Cantillo at some point in this game. I think that's more impactful. Not that Rhys Hoskins can't provide an excellent lift, but we keep running through these. There are other names here that maybe none of them are good, but at least there's other options here. Mm-hmm. Behind Cantillo,
and they don't have a lot committed to him.
They have six starters right now, and then the next level of defense behind them, I don't know. There's going to be some questions that need to get answered throughout this. So to me, it's more so if Rhys fails, there are other candidates there. I don't know if they're going to be good, but at least there's interesting candidates there, all the way down to maybe get to Ralphie Velasquez at some point in this upcoming season. As opposed to Cantillo, it feels like you kind of need him to pop for that rotation to unlock that upper echelon sort of finish in ERA coming up this year.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's simple. The reasons I kind of gave with Manzardo apply here to Hoskins. It's just they have people. If it's not working out and it's the middle of the season, Kafis is there, Fry, Brito, people can play first base. They can DH. DeLauder, not worried about that at all. Honestly, like Hoskins came in as that 7 seed that like the mid or the big conference, like that 6th team out of the ACC. Like
just
Clemson
getting in based on name alone.
Yeah, NC State or.
Congrats on your tournament berth.
All right. How do you feel about the first round?
I like it so far.
Any teams not get in that you feel
were important?
got robbed?
No,
Snubbed?
I think you really hit on anybody I would consider to be very. I mean, you could make a case that somebody else needs to elevate themselves in the bullpen as the year unfolds. Someone we're not talking about necessarily, or
I had
a little further along.
I had a playoff play-in game originally. It was Espino against Peyton Pallette. But it just felt like the winner was going to face Jose Ramirez. It just felt, I don't know. I guess it felt, it felt like Duke against Hofstra.
Yeah, that's an uphill climb for sure. I don't know if it'll be equally as challenging to get to our listener party. I hope it's not. But coming up this week, Zach, depending on when you listen to this, we are going to release the link for the tickets to our listener party on Tuesday. The details, April 2nd, 6 to 8 p.m. at Easy Out in Lakewood. I gotta get the whole thing put together here. We are selling tickets so that we can have a head count there. $20 of your buy-in there for the ticket is coming back to you in food or drinks in some way, shape, or form. So that's the reason for the ticket price there. And we got to pay for staff, too. We're closing down the restaurant to make it happen. That will come out on Tuesday at Patreon. So if you're a Patreon supporter over there, we're going to drop you the link. I will tell you when it's going to come, but it's going to be at some point on Tuesday. So this is your opportunity as you're listening to this today. Get into the Patreon, and then the link will drop. You'll be able to find it and hopefully get in there. So it's a limited, we got limited space. There's only so many people we can let in there. That's why we have to be a little bit meticulous about how we're doing it.
Yeah, first come, first serve. And it is limited. I heard from a listener actually over the weekend who popped into Easy Out and tried out the Szechuan lemon pepper wings. Had high praise.
Nice.
You can get some of those too. Yeah, ticket price is
hang out with us, but
truly, we're not making money off this. We're not charging you to charge you. Your money goes toward your food and the
food
and the food's
staff.
good.
Yeah, that's why we got to do it this way. So we appreciate.
And it should be fun. We'll do a Q&A. We'll mingle. We'll eat. Have some drinks. It's the night before the home opener.
Just roll that party straight through.
Yeah.
Don't have to stop.
Go straight to your tailgate.
Sounds good. I'm looking forward to it. So Tuesday, be at Patreon. Be on the lookout for that link. Drop in your email box, and you will be there as well. Hopefully.
Me?
Well, I would hope that you're there.
All right, let's move on
nobody coming to see me.
To the Elite Eight. Number 1 seed Jose Ramirez wins AL MVP versus the 9 seed David Fry, just like you remember him from 2024.
I'm going to go with Jose here.
Okay.
Fry's important, but Jose is more important. It's going to be tough to unseat him. But I feel like at some point we're going to have this, it's the same conversation every year. Can he just be a step below that, but everyone else is better, and so I can talk you into why Tristan deserves this crown, or Gavin deserves this crown? I don't know, but not going to happen here in this round. He's moving on.
Yeah, I think the scary thing is just the way they approach every season. They need him to be really, really good. He had a really good year last year, and knock on wood for the guy, he has stayed so durable. They ranked at the bottom of every leaderboard offensively. Imagine if he missed 40 games with an injury last season. Imagine if he hit a wall like many his age do. They're banking on that not happening again this year.
Instead, it was a base, apparently.
Yeah.
On Sunday.
Well, it depends how he feels in a day or two. Yep. All right, the 2 seed. Now let's go to let's see who Jose will play. The 4 seed, Gavin Williams, Cy Young vote receiver versus Tanner Bybee, back to his old ways.
It's always coming down to these two, isn't it?
This is like a classic matchup of blue bloods. Kentucky, North Carolina.
Boy. even after my hot take was that Bybee would be better and be an all-star and get Cy Young votes, could I really go with Gavin being more important here? Man, I think I got to go Gavin here.
Yeah, the way I laid this out, his ceiling is higher, right?
Yeah, him being a top
Tanner
of the
Bybee
rotation
getting
guy.
Cy Young votes.
It's what this rotation is lacking right now. That, no doubt about it. I mean, they game one starter last year, Gavin Williams, had earned it, so nobody doubted handing him the ball in game one. But I think all of us want to be to a point where it's like, what do you mean to have a conversation? What do you mean TJ hit the sounder? Gavin's taking the ball in game one. Yeah, that's what you want.
All right. 2 seed Chase DeLauder plays 125 or more games versus the 10 seed, the plucky Cinderella story mid-major Joey Cantillo from Hawaii becomes a legit middle of the rotation starter.
Love Cantillo. Really looking forward to this season. It is Chase DeLauder. I already had high hopes and dreams for his offensive profile, and he just shows up in spring training. Doesn't matter how many days he needed off. The bat control with the funky swing, it just works. No one should question it. God, he just hits. The guy just hits.
It's such a good point. It makes you feel good that he has proven he can literally roll out of bed and get a couple of hits, because he's probably going to have to do that, right? Like, how many times do you hear guys, well, like, he's not playing consistently, so we need to send him down so he gets daily at bats. And with DeLauder, it's like, well, he's not playing consistently because he can't, but it doesn't matter, and he's still raking.
As long
it
as
is
the guy
actually
can
important
hold
to
a
see
bat.
that.
Yeah. So it's DeLauder advancing.
Fair enough. 3 seed Stephen Kwan cements himself as a solid center fielder. The 11 seed Travis Bazzana, rookie sensation.
I think they can get by with Kwan not being the solid center fielder.
So he's going back to left?
I think if you get great left fielder Stephen Kwan, I don't know. Maybe it's Travis Bazzana.
Fairchild?
I don't know. Damn it, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Who's playing second base?
Rocchio, Brito, Martinez, Schneemann, Pinau,
Bazzana.
Keyboom.
I'm just going against all my hot takes here, but I think I got to go Bazzana here.
Otherwise, you would have been all chalk.
Yeah, there's some of that too. Okay, but tell me, work me through this. You're in this now. You're in this scenario. You got to answer that question.
I think Kwan opening the door for center field was a critical development. It just opens up more things. You can play Valera and DeLauder until your heart's content, until they're on the injured list. They just, if Kwan's in left, I don't think they felt comfortable running Chase DeLauder out there in center field regularly. And then you're looking at Nolan Jones and Angel Martinez and Stuart Fairchild. And you're picking between them. Whereas now that's not the case. And you know that if DeLauder or Valera get hurt, you have CJ Kafis waiting around. You have Petey Halpin. I know Petey Halpin can play center as well, but there are more options. If Kwan's in left and DeLauder gets hurt, then what? You have to have someone who can play center, and they just don't have enough of those guys. So I think the important development, again, they refuse to even suggest that they're leaning one way or the other. And they're still testing other guys out in center field too. Kwan started in left field on Sunday. But the fact that they chose now to do this, and Kwan has played a lot of center field this spring, is important. That I don't see how you can go back to the way things were, because he is the one guy aside from Ramirez in this lineup who you know for certain you're going to start daily. And so start him at the position that you don't have as many options at. It makes the most sense to me, especially a guy who's should be capable out there. So to me, like I know this is a convoluted answer. I think the hard part, the important part has already happened. He's going to be solid wherever he is, I think. And that's great. That's a huge lift. But the reason it's important is for everybody else now for them to be able to put their best lineup out there. So it's weird. It's like I'm not, I would go Bazana because you're taking a spot that looks like a black hole and you're injecting some life into it. Whereas Quan just moving to center, it's the same guy. It's the same production. It's just allowing DeLauder to be good and Valera to be good. So, you can take that. We can make whatever argument we want to make, and look, they need Quan to be better. You can't have another 99 WRC plus. Like, they need him to be consistent. They need him to be the guy we've seen him be in bursts for longer stretches.
There are no bad teams this deep into the tournament. It's a good team's going to lose.
Yeah. So it depends.
I think you can make a very compelling case. You just did for Stephen Kwan, but I think Bazana popping really like you're saying, you're adding something now,
right?
Instead of moving the deck chairs would make it easier to get off the Titanic. I don't know how I would consider.
Yeah, I just think the Kwan thing is it's essentially already happened to me. It's if you're advancing Kwan, well, it's really that says more about DeLauder and Valera and whoever else plays the corners. Bazana's just I also I know so little about Bazana, but I'm excited and I want to see him. Makes me wonder what he could deliver if he's up here for a long enough period. And in this scenario, he's up here for a good amount, and that's important. This can't be he struggles in AAA for a while and they have him down there and then he finally heats up, but it's not long enough for them and he's up in mid-August and he's great. And it's well, what the heck? I mean, we couldn't get that for 4 months. We got it for 6 weeks. That's not going to help you enough. I want to see more. And in this scenario, you do. Final four. We got a 1, a 2, a 4, and 11. Jose Ramirez, MVP. Gavin Williams, Cy Young. What do you got?
Maybe I'm just looking ahead to that excellent final and really want to debate that with you. Or maybe I just believe that Jose is that important, but I'm going to advance Jose.
Okay.
You really, really can't have him taking a step back.
No.
For all this other stuff that we're talking about here, he cannot take a
Let me ask you this.
Semi-significant step back.
I am not sharing any intel on this. This is not speculation. This is nothing. This is a hypothetical scenario that is not... I'm making this up. Let's say Jose is not on the opening day roster because he's injured. I don't think they're starting Travis Bazana at second base on opening day, knowing the way they operate. Who's filling in? What are you doing there?
Schneemann.
Yeah. And then who's the backup? Who's the utility guy?
Angel.
So the extra body is probably Fairchild in this scenario? You're going from Jose to Fairchild?
Yeah.
Yeah. They need Jose badly at his best. All right. Who will Jose face? Chase DeLauder playing 125 games. Travis Bazana. Oh, what a fun matchup. First round picks.
It's almost like someone did it on purpose. We get Bybee versus Gavin.
Yeah, this is like if Kansas faced BYU. could be two of the top picks. AJ DeBonsa, Darren Peterson. The funny thing is that I just picked up college basketball like 3 days ago.
You could be making up names right now.
Carlos Boozer's son is a star for Duke. Remember Carlos Boozer lied to a Gordon Gund?
Yeah, I do remember. Oh, you're waiting for me to...
Yeah.
You're
Those
waiting
are
for
the
me to
top
answer?
players in the sport this year.
Okay, thank you. I mean, is there any question here what I'm going to do?
DeLauder. All right,
DeLauder.
Jose or DeLauder? Who's more important? I will say it says something, I think, that 3 of the Final 4 are hitters. It's important that this team improves offensively. Wow. Look, it only took us 57 minutes to figure out the Guardians.
This could have been an email. God,
Go with your heart, man.
before this tournament began, before we sat down to record, before your computer restarted 7 times, before any of that stuff, I wrote it down on a piece of paper. Just like draft day. Chase DeLauder. And I think I got to stick with my heart here. I think Chase DeLauder is the man. And I can get away with saying Jose's still good. He's not going to win the MVP this year, but he's still good. Guess he's been great every year before this and hasn't won the MVP. So there is a scenario here, and I know you're saying more than just... In saying he wins the MVP, you're making a much larger suggestion about the season he's going to have. Yes, we all agree with that, but they built the entire I can't get off of that. They built the entire offseason on the fact that Chase DeLauder can just hit, can rake.
The funny thing is, I didn't even mention anything about his performance. I just say it. All I said was he plays 125 games.
It's
what
amazing.
if he stays fully healthy? And the reason he only plays 125 is because he stinks.
There's no scenario.
That's the thing.
There's no scenario.
I feel like he's just gonna rake. I don't. What does that look like? I don't know. Is it 280 with a 350 on base and 17 home runs? Maybe. Is it 310? I don't know.
Yeah, I know we've played it up a little bit for the sake of the bit here, in terms of how much we think he's going to be amazing here. But I mean,
it's something they haven't
the realm
had.
of things that I actually believe.
Yeah.
I think he's pretty amazing. I think he's going to be really good.
They've been searching for him for a long time.
Yeah. And he's been on the radar. He's been there. It's tantalizing. This is the 3rd year now where you're thinking about this legitimately. And we don't need to rehash all of this. Everyone knows. So, yes, that guy can hit. I think if he's on the field, he's going to do it. And sort of similar to what you said in relation to Quan and Bazana. You're taking a guy you already have in Jose, or something you haven't had in a very long time in what Chase DeLauder can bring, this sort of hitter that he can be. It's different than even the level of production that Stephen Quan has brought. I think he's that important.
It's a pretty good bracket. I wish you the best.
I want to debate you a little bit. Tell me why Jose.
Because he's already a top 3 player every year. How much of a difference is him going 3-1? Whereas Chase DeLauder, how big of a difference is it going from Nolan Jones and Jonathan Rodriguez and John Kenzie Noel's at bats to him? It's huge. I think the only people who can give him a debate in this, like honestly, were Cantillo. Just thinking about what he could look like as a middle of the rotation guy. The Quan thing is sort of, again, it's convoluted. I probably should have been more specific with what that means, but again, we've already seen him be he's a 2-time All-Star. So I think it's DeLauder. I don't think it's particularly close. I think you look back on this tournament and you're like, oh, why were they the 2 seed? How didn't we see this? Oh, they were the 2 seed because he got injured during the season. That makes sense. The star player. But I think looking over all of these options, it shows you like there's a lot of names I see, and I'm like, really interested to watch them this year. Could go a lot of different directions. That's great. Also, no idea what's actually going to happen.
And as this exercise has proven in the past, we never knew.
We knew last year. Kind of.
Sort of. Yeah, sure. I mean, Austin Hedges was in this bracket last year.
I hope you've enjoyed all my bracket tips. You should feel empowered to go fill out the winning bracket in your office pool.
Patreon.com/Selby is Godcast. Tuesday, the link drops. Come see us at the party.
Please.
We need some friends. Any friends. Proof that anyone listens.